I'm not going anywhere. If you want to criticize my 16 years of service, please bring it on.
Well, in just hours, FBI Director Kash Patel is scheduled to face lawmakers again after a very contentious hearing yesterday. Several Democratic senators hammering him over firing decisions and falsely announcing the capture of a suspect in the Charlie Kirk case. Patel pushed back, at times getting into verbal shouting matches with lawmakers as he defended it.
In just hours, FBI Director Kash Patel is scheduled to return to Capitol Hill after what many observers described as a volatile and deeply contentious hearing the day before. Democratic senators aggressively questioned Patel over a series of controversial decisions, including high-profile firings within the Bureau and a public announcement claiming the capture of a suspect in the Charlie Kirk case, an announcement that later proved inaccurate. At several points during the hearing, tensions boiled over. Patel forcefully pushed back, and exchanges with lawmakers escalated into heated verbal confrontations. The atmosphere underscored how sharply divided opinions have become over his leadership and conduct. Critics argue the hearing revealed a troubling pattern, while Patel maintained that his actions were justified and politically motivated attacks against him were driving the scrutiny. But the controversy didn't end on Capitol Hill. According to courtroom reporting, Patel is now facing a far more serious and unprecedented challenge, one unfolding inside a federal courthouse. During a recent proceeding, a federal judge reportedly issued a stark warning that Patel could face immediate arrest if he failed to comply with court orders. The judge's remarks brought renewed attention to allegations involving obstruction of justice, mishandling of documents, and attempts to influence internal loyalty within the FBI. Prosecutors have outlined what they describe as a pattern of conduct designed to shield former President Donald Trump and his inner circle from legal exposure. The allegations include document destruction, interference with ongoing investigations, and misleading testimony, claims Patel and his legal team strongly dispute. The judge's warning marked a dramatic escalation. Legal analysts say such a public admonition from the bench signals deep frustration with perceived noncompliance and raises the stakes considerably. Patel is now reportedly facing multiple potential felony counts, including perjury, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy, depending on the outcome of ongoing proceedings. Compounding the situation, the Department of Justice has confirmed that it is reviewing Patel's conduct, an extraordinary development given that Patel is the sitting director of the FBI. Never in recent history has the head of the nation's premier law enforcement agency been placed under this level of scrutiny by prosecutors tasked with enforcing the very laws he oversees.
From South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Patel, I think you're witnessing some auditions, clickbait auditions for the Academy Award for my Democratic colleagues. We'll see how they fare as they're on MSNBC later on today. Do you care, before I launch into my line of questioning, to respond to Ms. Crockett from Texas on that very elaborate and theatric display?
Here's what I've learned in my government service. I don't give a damn what they say about me as long as I'm succeeding in the mission. We're succeeding in the mission because the men and women of the FBI have never been empowered to do more work and to hit the streets harder than by President Trump's authorities and resources he's given us. And so all I care about is that we are capturing more child predators than ever before, taking more drugs off the streets than ever before, that we are capturing murderers at a significantly historic rate, and we're delivering this country the lowest murder rate in recorded history. That are facts that you cannot dispute. But you can come at me all you want. I don't care.
Thank you, Director, for that. And we appreciate your service. We appreciate the results speak for themselves, I think, pretty plainly, and your commitment not only to results, but to transparency. So we do appreciate it.
Part 2, the courtroom showdown and the stakes ahead. Witnesses inside the courtroom described the scene as intense and unforgiving. Judge Berman, according to multiple accounts, made it unmistakably clear that continued refusal to produce sealed corruption files could result in Patel being taken into custody immediately. No prolonged appeals, no extended delays. At the center of the dispute are sealed records allegedly connected to the Jeffrey Epstein investigations, including materials prosecutors say may contain flight logs, communications, and financial records involving high-profile individuals. Patel has argued that releasing these documents could compromise privacy rights or ongoing investigations. The court, however, appeared unconvinced, with the judge suggesting that those arguments were insufficient to justify continued withholding. Observers noted a visible shift in Patel's demeanor as prosecutors pressed him on internal directives, classified orders, and the dismissal of senior FBI officials. The confident posture he had displayed in earlier appearances reportedly gave way to signs of strain. Individuals familiar with Patel's past conduct under pressure remarked that he appeared unusually shaken. Judge Berman reportedly characterized the moment as Patel's final opportunity to comply. Continued resistance, the court warned, would not be tolerated. The judge emphasized that the judiciary's authority does not bend to rank or political proximity, stating plainly that no one is above judicial scrutiny, regardless of position or affiliation. Prosecutors have alleged that Patel ordered the removal or destruction of evidence that should have been preserved, implemented loyalty assessments among FBI personnel, and sought to identify employees perceived as insufficiently loyal to Donald Trump. These claims are supported, prosecutors say, by internal communications, witness testimony, and forensic data, assertions Patel's defense disputes and intends to challenge. The Department of Justice investigation now underway is being handled by career prosecutors specializing in public corruption. Their involvement has intensified speculation that the inquiry could expand beyond Patel to examine whether others, including former White House officials, played a role in any alleged obstruction. Legal experts note that Patel now faces a defining choice. Cooperation with investigators could mitigate potential penalties, but would likely sever his ties with Trump's political orbit. Continued refusal could lead to contempt findings, arrest, and additional criminal exposure. The implications extend far beyond one official. If these allegations lead to charges or cooperation agreements, they could unravel a broader network of political loyalty and silence. Members of Congress from both parties are preparing hearings to examine whether the FBI's independence was compromised and whether presidential influence played a role in internal enforcement decisions. For the FBI itself, the moment is pivotal. Rebuilding institutional trust, if damage is proven, would require transparency, accountability, and structural safeguards to prevent future politicization. What happens next will reverberate through the justice system, Congress, and the political landscape. Whether Patel complies, contests the allegations, or becomes a cooperating witness, the outcome could reshape how power, loyalty, and accountability intersect at the highest levels of American government.